we want to say a special thank you to our sponsor, Best Days, a New Mexico-based dispensary dedicated to bringing out the best in each and every person, which I can attest to last night, having just consumed quite a few of their edibles. And since this is a 420 dedicated episode, make sure to enjoy their 420 sales starting out the day this episode comes out on Monday, April 15th, if you're listening to the day it drops. They have deals every day of the week this week, including today, Med Monday. There's pre-roll day, there's Flower Friday, many more. All of them have these cute alliterative names that are very aesthetically pleasing to me. All of those days are 10% off, with the exception of Friday and Saturday, which are 15% off. So you can get some really good deals before heading in for our screening on that Friday and Saturday. Make sure to check them out at bestdaze.com. That's bestdaze, DAZE.com. And you can also, I believe, stack your discount using the code SPLICE10 on top of those 420 discounts. So listen on in the podcast to hear more about those later.
Forgot how to do this.
Yeah, I have to say I am maybe more nervous for this than for any episode we've done in a long, long time, because I have less memory of my watch experience.
Oh,
than
yeah.
I've had in a
I was going to say,
very
so
long
we should
time.
kind of lead people in. So this is coming out April 15th, as you
Yes.
all know. I don't know why I'm letting you guys know that.
Hello,
But
good morning.
good-
Today's April 15th.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this the day it drops.
You should know this, but if you don't, it's the week of 420, so
Yeah.
smoke them if you got them.
Yeah.
So
we
we
got
kind
'em,
of,
baby.
yeah,
I got 'em.
Siena's
I
got them.
smoked them.
We're doing kind of a fun kind of spin on a 420 episode. I don't always partake because it gives me anxiety. But yeah, so that's just our lead in.
Yes.
But welcome back
Welcome
to Splice
back.
Splatter.
The film podcast presented by the Jean Cocteau Cinema in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where classic horror
Meets modern gore.
Ooh,
I don't know. I was gonna scream today, and I feel like I wasn't warmed up.
I
was
want
gonna
to
surprise
scream.
you.
I want to hear the scream.
I don't know if Warren made a big face at me. It's not a scream, like he's like, go away from the mic. We'll warm it up next time. I
Okay,
was like
all right.
warming up in the car too. It was a metal scream, just so everyone
Of
knows. Not
course.
a
That's
scream
what I was
queen.
picturing.
So
I mean,
I
there's
don't wanna-
some overlap between the two.
I don't want to kill Warren's ears. So we're your hosts.
I'm Siena. I just almost said I'm Al. Again, I haven't done that in a really long time. I'm back to like.
Why does this feel like we haven't done the podcast in a
Yes,
while?
it feels like this is our first episode.
We got too comfy and then went right back to the beginning. So.
Yep, circled right back around, full 360. I just almost said 365.
Yep.
Great, I'm
Yeah,
off
yeah.
to a really good start,
Yay,
you guys. Fabulous.
Hopefully this
we'll see.
we'll see how
We'll
we get
see.
through. Before we jump into just to talk about 420,
Yes.
the Jean Cocteau Cinema, April 19th, 20th, and 21st. We're playing Dawn of the Dead
We sure
on the big
are.
screen.
It's gonna be glorious.
Yeah, I think again, I always say like everyone else will enjoy it. It will be nice to have a good quality version
Yes.
of this film playing. Tickets are on sale at jeancocteaucinema.com. And we're also, I think, don't quote me, but I think we're getting some goodies from our pals Best Days
believe we are getting some
on the
goodies.
420 screening. So if you come to that, you might get a little extra treat.
Yeah. and come
this
say
is-
hi. I'm sure I will be there.
We'll be,
so-
loitering.
Yes, we will be loitering. We can't get in trouble for loitering. We work there.
We work
it's
there.
fine.
We get paid to loiter.
We get paid to loiter. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yep, it's us.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
professional loiterers. Yeah.
tidbits?
Tidbit. I have many bits to tid today. I told you I had trouble choosing one because they're actually, because this is such a cult classic film.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What films are we doing, Al?
I mean, people know if they clicked on it. It's in the
It's
title.
true. It
But
is in the title.
I'm doing 1999's Idle Hands.
And I am doing 1988's Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
This is like the second or third time where we had
They're like,
perfectly.
yeah.
I didn't realize
I
88.
think our-
they feel
yeah.
further apart than
They
that.
really do.
It's like a 77. I don't know.
It's Killer Klowns is very of its era, which I think is a lot of the fun that I had with it. But we'll get into that later. So anyway, because it is a very beloved film that people who, if you watch it, you tend to watch it over and over. So there are a lot of people who've kind of gone through this movie with a fine-tooth comb and picked out a lot of stuff. And
Gotcha.
one of the ones that I found, this is something that I absolutely would not have noticed in my own viewing experience had I not found this beforehand. But you know, much like in Psycho, we have a shower scene in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Somebody noted, and I went through and timed it myself too. Debbie's shower scene takes 20 minutes of time within the movie.
Yeah,
but
it comes back, and you're like, she's still in there?
she's still in there. But somebody actually timed it out in terms of the chronology of the night compared to the chronology of Debbie's shower. Girl is taking like a 4.5 hour shower.
Yeah, Debbie's got a lot of things to work through, and that's her bit of peace. I relate to Debbie.
Honestly, same. A long enough shower for the popcorn clowns in her to grow and spontaneously combust. They're so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently one of the longest diegetic showers in cinema history.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, if aliens were taking over the world, I would also want to take a very long shower.
There are worse ways to go out than completely pruned up on the other end of a 4.5 hour shower. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what the clowns are going to do to you anyway. They're just like, you pre-prune yourself. They stick a crazy straw in you. Don't even need to put you in a
like
candy cocoon.
A little
You're
grape.
all good. Yeah, like a little grape. Like a little raisin.
Yeah, a little raisin.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, it's grape. The raisin's the true form. And then it turns into a grape. I had that totally backwards in my head. I did not take any substances before, during, or after this podcast. So just putting that out there. My brain just does this on its own.
It just does this, yeah. Grapes naturally.
Yeah. I think right now.
Raisins naturally.
Before we get into it, did you watch the new Maxine trailer that dropped?
Oh boy, did I.
How many times did you watch it is really the question.
Like at least like 3 times when you first sent it to me. It's
good.
So good.
And you haven't seen
I haven't seen Pearl. Not because it doesn't look good, but because I'm doing that thing where I like save it for myself because it looks like I'm gonna enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
I loved X, which I know should surprise nobody. Like
I mean, it was perfectly done.
And it's such a it's Ty West, right? It's so clearly a horror movie from a dude who loves horror. It's so filled with references to other horror movies.
Pearl, Mia Goth's performance in Pearl is unreal. I constly scream throughout the house since I saw it.
Good.
I'm a star!
I haven't even seen it, and I scream that to myself.
Man. The trailer looks.
I'm very excited, especially just because I think the period elements are such a part of the joy of both of these films, like the time setting and setting this one in the 80s. That's just it's a good period for horror.
We're going into 85.
Yes. Is it 85? Is that when it's set?
Yep.
That sounds right.
I am so excited.
Year of Day of the Dead. So that's kind of like the period it's set in. Yeah.
There won't be zombies, but
well, who knows? As long as they're not blue, right?
Yeah, no blue face. Although that might be a nice segue for me to jump into this because I feel like I have blue zombies in my film.
I was going to ask, is there a piece of Dawn of the Dead in your film?
Yes, actually, I also have a tidbit.
I should have asked you. I didn't set you up properly for your bit. Do you have a bit, Al?
Yeah, I do. Actually, thank you so much for asking, Siena. So I have
here. I thought I trained myself well to not like ask you and put you on the spot, and you actually came in with a bit. God damn it!
Right up here, highlighted. So I have a couple. One of which I'll just jump to my second one, I guess.
Jump to your second bit.
Mick and Penub are watching Dawn of the Dead on TV.
I have a lot of questions about the name Penub.
I don't have a lot of answers.
Great.
I hate that. So, moving on. And then you also see Anton watching Night of the Living Dead on TV at one point too. So
I missed that
there
one.
is a little there's a couple little nods.
Some Romero references. I mean,
a lot of references in this, to be fair, I feel like.
And both of these actually, I think I noted in both of these movies that they felt very inspired by Romero's style. Like that He's got that playfulness to
Yeah,
him,
a
right?
little camp.
A little camp.
I have a second tidbit.
Oh, you have no idea how well you're setting me up for my film theory round corner. Yes.
Yeah, Sienna came with a book today, not to spoil it.
I did.
The other tidbit I have is like, I didn't know where to put it, so I was like, oh, it's a tidbit.
It's a tidbit. That's how I do mine too. If it doesn't fit in any of the other sections, it's a tidbit.
So the other one is the actor who plays Randy and the actor who plays Tanya didn't know that they were half siblings until they met on this movie. I have no other backstory behind that. Just fun fact, tidbit.
That's kind of horrifying.
Isn't that weird? I'm like, how did
that
they find
happen?
out?
Yeah,
Hopefully they didn't have crushes on each other.
Ew. Well, like, how did this
Sort of
come
a
up in
Hallmark movie.
conversation? That's ugh.
So your dad? Oh my god, that's my dad too. No way.
You're like, what? How
So
does
many
this get
questions.
Yeah. Okay.
No way. Again,
no answers.
there's
Moving
gonna
right
be a
along.
lot of so Idle Hands 1999. I'm gonna go through some stuff and then I'm gonna kind of give a disclaimer of what will be the rest of my notes for this.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, when I tried to find box office info for Killer Klowns, all I could find was like $573, and I was like, that can't be right. And then I looked, and it was because that's just for like the 2022 Indonesian re-release or something like that, and that's the only box office figures that are available. So I have no fucking idea how much this movie made.
Perfect.
So if that makes you
We're
feel
in the
any
same
better,
boat.
yeah,
This will be a
great.
nice, crisp, tight episode.
I mean, again, it's the 420 special. What are people expecting from us?
We're hanging out.
Yes.
So I wanted to go through and read the tagline.
Love.
It says, the film that gives horror movies the finger.
The
If you're watching
sharpened
this,
finger,
yeah,
actually.
the sharpened little
I loved the
thingy.
pencil sharpener moment. That was really satisfying.
Yeah, there's a lot of good moments in
Yeah.
this. The theatrical poster for this movie actually can be seen in the TV series Dawson's Creek.
Oh,
Season 3.
my
It's in like the
God.
video store that Dawson and Pacey work at, which I love Dawson's Creek.
Aw.
I've never noticed it.
That's-
And then
I love it. What a little crossover.
yeah,
Cute.
I believe the director had also done an episode of Dawson's Creek. I don't know.
Oh. When
if
did
it was
Dawson's Creek
his.
run? Again?
Oh, I was late to the party. I was watching it on DVD
Okay.
after, so I'm very late. Still haven't finished.
There you go.
Because that's my
Perfect.
MO. I don't finish TV series. There's so many unfinished ones.
Again, especially if you like something, you've got to like save a little
savor
bit of
it.
it for a rainy day.
Yeah. So I wrote, I don't know why I wrote this. So the genres I thought was
Right.
funny. It's like comedy, fantasy, horror, thriller. And I wrote like, I feel like Stefan from
I was
SNL.
just
This film has
Has
everything.
everything.
Stoners, zombie best friends, brutal murders, a hand with a mind of its own, slapstick comedy, satanic implications, and so much more.
And biker Jessica Alba, can we
Yeah.
just say?
Prime Jessica Alba. I know we really went from like Megan Fox
Yeah,
to Jessica Alba,
that-
which was like,
Yeah.
can
Thank
you
God.
get better?
No.
Uh,
I haven't seen Jessica Alba in something in so long that I feel like she came on screen and I wasn't prepared. I was
Yeah.
like,
I feel like she had such a time. I know she did, and I have it in my notes, but like, you know, she was in Fantastic Four and she was in a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I feel like she hasn't, she kind of hit
Yeah.
that cap for a while, which I feel like Megan Fox kind of hit
Same
that
thing.
for a second.
Yeah.
And who knows?
Yeah. And it's like, I don't think it has anything to do with their acting talent. I think it's,
Yeah.
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 But if you listen to the last episode, you know.
You know my thoughts.
So this is rated R, so another rated R one for violence, gore, pervasive teen drug use.
Oh my
What is
God.
this, after school special, language and sexuality.
Sexuality.
The film's plot follows the life of an average lazy stoner teen, Anton, whose hand becomes possessed and goes on a killing spree, even after being cut off his arm.
I guess it technically should be idle hand, shouldn't it?
Idle, yeah.
Idle hand.
I think they're taking from the
They're
saying.
taking, yeah, they're taking some,
Yeah,
some
idle
creative-
hand.
Some
Idle
creative-
hand does not have the same ring.
doesn't
They
have
made the right
same ring to
choice.
it.
So this is by director Rodman Flender.
Yeah, what a
which
name.
I keep saying it. I think I have it later, but I was like, by the time I got to the end, I was like, I just want to call him Flanders.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Ned Flanders.
Yeah. So if I do, oops,
Great.
he's not listening. So he's known for Leprechaun 2,
Ooh.
The Unborn, which is a 1991 film, which was his feature debut and starred it had Kathy Griffin in it.
Whoa,
Which I'm
weird.
like, she wasn't in like a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So it was weird to see her. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Kathy Griffin?
Kathy, is that you?
And then he did a couple episodes of The Office.
Oh, what an odd,
He's got kind of
wild
a
career span. Yeah,
They got some. I feel like a lot
Eclectic.
of people have a very eclectic
Yeah.
kind of resume on this one.
A resume, if you
A
will.
resume. So he got the job after 2 directors dropped out. I don't have information on this.
No.
That's
That's a bad omen coming into a set.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Ooh, well, and
But
then
like, wouldn't you want to be the one to be like, oh, I can take
I
that.
can fix this.
Yeah,
I can fix
I
him.
can fix him. It's like a challenge.
Yes.
So how we got the gig?
Yes.
No one
We
else
may
wanted
never know.
it. Which I'm
How
glad.
the others lost the gig, we may never know. Yeah.
I don't know who the other 2 were, and I'll
Yeah.
get into later like why I don't have like a ton of information for this film. I think we both kind of said that.
Yeah.
So, but I have some nuggets. He also, there is like a little voice, I forget where it is, but it's like Murder in Bolin on the newscast, and Anton's watching. That's actually the director who says that.
Oh, I love it. Love a little director cameo.
Yeah. So
I've got one in here.
Director?
Although it's less of a cameo. It's actually kind of, it's a named role. So yeah,
Oh.
but not a role where you see the director's face. We'll get into it later.
Oh,
but,
okay. Leave us hanging.
Yes.
So the writers, there were 2 writers on this. We have Terry Hughes Burton, was a co-executive producer on Star Trek Discovery, wrote 3 episodes on that show, and also wrote 2 episodes of Supernatural and some episodes of the Power Rangers.
Oh my god, amazing. I love that.
And I think the movie too, which Ron Milbauer also wrote some episodes of Supernatural and Power Rangers, so they've known each other, I assume.
Cute. Yeah,
We're
one
gonna
can only
assume.
hope. Yeah,
And was
they're
a
either friends or enemies at that point.
yeah, they're like, them again.
Him again, yeah.
And also was a producer on Handmaid's Tale, which I've not watched.
I
But
haven't watched
I
either,
like it.
but I liked the book.
So obviously, like the special effects in this are really fun. The makeup's really fun. As I was trying to look,
great SFX movies. These
yeah,
two.
yeah, in very
very different ways. Yeah.
So I was trying to find some more research again on SFX, which is why I'm bumping it up to the top because I don't have a ton. The whole team of people are listed with Canom Creations, so CANNOM Creations, and I was like, oh, let me figure out who they were. Like it was in everyone's name and then parentheses, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna find some great things. Doesn't exist.
Oh,
it's not a thing. If it was a thing,
it's no longer
it's
a thing.
wiped from the internet. So Greg
Canham
Canham is where it gets its names from. So I think he like created a little team and maybe just did like an LLC to get paid.
Oh,
I don't know.
That makes sense. And
So
then
he's-
scrubbed the existence of
and
said LLC.
Yeah, it was really strange
That's so funny.
because this guy's done fucking everything. He's like responsible for all of my childhood favorite movies. He did The Mask, Mrs. Doubtfire, Hook, Batman Returns, The Lost Boys, like, and then I was just
That's
like,
a lot
I
of
thought this
faves,
was a
yeah.
company. Why did he not turn this into something? He's like still working. I think
Damn.
he's still working on stuff.
Well,
So-
I mean, between The Mask and Mrs. Doubtfire alone, the
Right?
the latex work on those two. God damn.
yeah. So I was surprised to not see more
Yeah.
information. It was just kind of,
Wow.
I'm assuming it was just his,
Yeah.
little team, and he made everyone write his
His
name
name?
in parentheses. He's like, I'm
You know
getting
what?
credit.
If you did the masks for Mrs. Doubtfire in The Mask, I feel like you get the right to do that.
Matchmaker, match me a
Mask maker.
Matchmaker. I can't say that. I have a tongue tie.
Make me a mask. Devin?
Speaking of Devin Sawa is
Yes.
starring in this.
We do have a lot of puppets in both of these films. That's one of the notes that I had. There are both of these films involve like kids puppet shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love a puppet show, man.
Love a good puppet show.
Yeah. So Devin Sawa as Anton, you may have guessed, there's like the whole storyline of like he's Satan and whatever. So
Right.
his character's name is obviously a nod to Anton
LaVey.
LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan.
Love.
Hey.
Shout out to
Shout
the bro.
out Anton.
Friend of the podcast,
Shout out
Anton LaVey.
Satan. Sponsored by Satan. Some days.
Honestly, though.
We got so serious about that. Sponsor us.
We're both like, actually, do you have an email address we can get in touch
Honestly,
with?
Church of Satan has great merch.
We should maybe follow up
They
on
have
this
great,
idea.
they have great craft coffee mugs. I get their
know what I'm
newsletters.
getting you for your birthday.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Subscribe to the newsletter. Just
I
shout
will.
out. So
Forward it to me.
So
Hook a friend up.
Devon Sawa, I like don't even need to say. I feel like it was like everyone's childhood crush, no matter what.
I'm gonna be honest.
You no crush?
This is the first thing I've seen him in.
You've seen Casper.
It's the first thing I've seen him in.
All right. Well, we're done. This has been
Just
great,
kidding.
and the podcast is over. What? You've never seen him in
I
anything?
thought just looking at the name that it was a girl. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry. I don't have a good excuse.
I need to look at Keith and Warren right now.
Hi.
Are you as shocked as me? Internet?
Again, I live under
Right
a rock.
in.
I literally live under a rock, people.
I don't know if I can move on from this information. Well, I'm going to give you a list of things to watch
give
him
me the
in.
breakdown of Devon Sawa, because, like, again, I know nothing. Explain
That's
Devon Sawa to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Butt cut, blonde hair, baby face. Whether you like girls, guys, or anything in between, he was it.
He's got everything.
He's got everything. Butt cut.
This
blonde
Devon
hair.
has everything.
Like just my entire, because I think like I grew up with him, right?
Okay,
So he was kind of in everything
Mhm.
growing up. You should have also grown up with him, but that's fine. So Casper, I wrote duh, but apparently not duh. Final Destination movies. That's like
Haven't seen.
his oh my God,
I
we should do
know.
Final Destination.
We should at some point. Absolutely.
I would say if you want to start, I feel like you need, he was also Now and Then, which is a really sweet like summer movie with oh my God, like everybody's in that movie that I can't think of their names right now, but like everyone's in that
I've
movie.
shocked you so much that just like all of this went out of your head.
He is in the new Chucky TV series, and he actually plays
Oh.
like multiple
Oh,
characters in it.
cool. Fun.
So I feel
Good
like it's kind
Devon.
of the like I feel like he's coming back.
Aw.
He disappeared for a little bit there, but
Yeah.
just I don't know what to say. He is just the swoon worthiest person. And like, how do you explain? I feel like you just came down like Killer Klowns,
I feel-
and I'm like, welcome to the world. Here's Devon Sawa. You should know about him in pop culture.
I feel like this is like you know those memes about like trying to explain like the taste of chocolate to somebody who's never tasted it before,
Or like how to breathe.
yeah, or like what colors are, to
Yeah, or
somebody
like
who's
how
never
to
seen
be a
color.
human on the
Yeah,
planet Earth.
that's what I'm
right now.
what we're experiencing
Yeah.
right now.
We or me?
Well, I as the alien who like doesn't know what chocolate tastes like, hasn't seen color, and doesn't know who Devon Sawa is.
Yeah, my God. Okay. I hope you know this next person.
Probably don't.
Seth Green
Yes. Okay.
as Mick. Austin Powers, for those of you that don't know. Robot Chicken, Party Monster as James St. James. That's one
Oh
of my
my
favorite
God, I
roles
forgot
that
he's
he's
in Party Monster.
It's one of my
What a
favorite
great
roles.
movie
Yeah,
too.
him and
Oh,
Macaulay Culkin are
incredible.
so great.
Such great costumes in that one too.
Everything.
And based on a true story.
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Which
I think James St. James is out of jail now too for the last few years. Yeah.
Why is he not like TikTok famous? That seems like
I think he
his-
had a moment.
that
I want to
that
say when he
tracks.
first came
Yeah.
out, he had like a moment.
He feels like made for TikTok as a human
Yeah.
being.
Um,
Born at
and-
the wrong time, truly.
yeah. I was gonna say we are gonna have to pause for a second on Seth Green. For me to tell another
Please.
childhood embarrassing story. Yay! So before my Holes fanfic
Yeah.
came about,
Right. Of course.
I was subscribed to Nickelodeon magazine.
Uh-huh.
And this was the time when Seth Green was in Austin Powers. And I proceeded to cut out every little picture of Seth Green and collaged my nightstand.
love-
My nightstand. So I could, little like 11-year-old me could wake up and go, hi, Seth Green.
Okay, this makes me feel better because I was one of my reaction notes from last night. Like one of the only things that I remember saying to myself in one of the reaction videos that I took for you was that this is the first time I found Seth Green hot. And I was
The
like,
first time?
it was the first time.
I like
and
how with him with the blue makeup and the thing in the head. And
I-
you're like, that does.
I like,
love the
get
undead.
it.
I get it now.
I get it now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I remember like wildly out of control Siena like 10 p.m. last night being like, okay, Seth Green is kind of a short king though.
Oh, you like a
Yeah.
little bit too, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I think maybe that's what it
There
took
was
for me
yeah.
to grasp the concept.
There was
of
some
Seth
green
Green. There was some
involved with
greenery.
Siena.
Yeah. Some greenery was consumed. Yes. Yeah.
That makes
And I
sense.
finally understood Seth Green.
That's all it took.
That's all it took.
Dead Seth Green, a little bit of green.
Yeah,
Some green.
Some green and some green. Yeah, exactly. It was perfect. It was perfect.